All right. It's the 4th of March. It's a Tuesday. We've got about 30 minutes to the NY Open. Just check sound. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Get to the... Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's start with the calendar. Okay, so today we got no news. My audible can test. Yeah, I think I'm fine. I think the sound is good. Okay, so Tuesday, 4th March, no news, right? The big news event for this week is NFP, and that's on Friday. But we have seen volume. We've seen a lot of volume already. Yesterday's daily candle, we saw a lot of volume. That just gives us an idea of how much volume we might have for the week. Also, there are a lot of geopolitical events, the tariffs that are driving volume into the market right now. Okay. Now, before we proceed, I've spoken about this several times, maybe about a couple of months ago, I think. I think in Jan we spoke about this. This is let's go to the daily. Yeah, this is the last time when they started speaking about tariffs, and I think tariffs came into play, I think around Jan, 1st of Jan or 2nd of Jan, and just what happened to gold. Gold shot up about 800 pips, close to about 1,000 pips. We shot up. Then we just kind of ranged. There was a lot of volume though, and then the decline started. This usually happens around in April. That is the down cycle on gold, and then by August or September the up cycle starts again. That's the usual trend on gold on the high time frame, on the daily and the weekly. And we moved about 4,500 pips when things that was until the 1st of until Jan 2020 Jan, right? That's also after that was COVID, so price moved about 4,500 pips. Now we're back to a similar situation with US tariffs, right? They are kicking, I think they've already kicked in today um, on Mexico and Canada, and also on China. China is already threatening with tariffs from their side. So things are going to get, I think there's going to be a lot of volume on gold. This is what happened the last time. Gold is a safe haven, and that's what happens when there are geopolitical kind of tensions. Um, that's what happened. Gold prices go up. Now that happened also with when the Russia-Ukraine war started. Now again, there are similar problems. They're trying to strike a peace deal, but there isn't one yet. So there's a lot of tension in Europe for that as well. So prices of gold can continue. There can be volume, coming into gold and continuously pushing prices up. Okay, sorry. So having said that, let's go to what we see on the chart. Currently what's happening on the chart. Okay, so um, let's go to the weekly again. Just go up a time frame to the weekly and what happened. So we had a bearish engulfing candle close on the weekly, closed below 2882 weekly resistance, and the current weekly candle opened with no bottom wick, right? This could be a push up, right, to create a top wick and push down, or it could be um, This could be the pullback for price to continue high to 3,000, because we were anticipating 3,000 since the first week of Jan. The price should be heading towards Jan, yeah, somewhere here. We were anticipating prices to push to Jan to 3,000, and it's probably where price is heading, right, towards 3,000, or maybe even higher. That's possible, but that's just on the weekly and the daily, right, on a very high time frame outlook on where gold could be heading over the next couple of weeks, next 3-4 weeks, or even 6-7 weeks. Now on the daily, we've come to a level of daily supply. There is a drop, a base, a drop here, and there is also weekly resistance at 29.29. That's a key area. Price has tapped that area many times on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame. We're approaching that. We're already inside the supply zone, the daily supply zone, the drop base and the drop, and we're approaching 29.29, right? Could we get a reversal here? We'll have to see on the lower time frame, on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, to see if there is going to be a reversal, or price is going to grab that liquidity may not be enough, and price is going to continue higher to get more liquidity. All right, let's go to our trading chart. And before we draw the zones, as always, I do a recap of what happened the previous day. Right, so I said, for buys, wait for M30 support to form. If you're waiting for sells, wait for clear M30 resistance to form, and a tradable M30 candle, right? Not a doji, but a tradable candle. Now, we had 30-minute support form here, but there was no opportunity to take a trade because there was a liquidity candle right here. So when there's a liquidity candle, price can turn at any time, unless the liquidity candle gets broken. And I've traded this many times, right? If the liquidity candle gets broken, where is price heading to next? It's heading to the next liquidity candle. That's the purpose of these. That's the purpose of drawing these zones and these liquidity candles. It's a roadmap. It's where price is heading next. So if it breaks one liquidity candle, then it's going to the next one. If it goes deep into that and breaks that, then it's going to the next one, right? And I said at the beginning of the stream that these liquidity candles are all very near each other, right? They're very close to each other, which means on the way down, I said this many times, watch the first 30 minutes of yesterday's stream. That means when you have liquidity candles very close to each other, all it means is price has tapped them already on the way down. So if price has tapped them, you can see this, price has tapped it, you can see price has tapped it, you can see price has tapped it, right? So if price has tapped it, and here it tapped it again on the way up, if it's tapped it several times, once, twice, or even 3 times, that means there is less liquidity. That's all it means. That if that liquidity candle, because that's the candle that has liquidity to reverse price, the liquidity in that candle is less than what it had originally when it was formed. That's what it means, right? So once the price broke the liquidity candle, let's look at the 15-minute time frame. Now we have 30-minute support already formed, okay? When price broke this liquidity candle, this is on the 50-minute time frame, that means price is heading to the next one. So I go down to the 50, because we already have 30-minute support form. So I go down to the 50-minute time frame, which is this, and look for 2 M15 low breaks, the most 2 recent. So this one broke this low, right? This low was broken here, and this candle broke this low, right? The rest didn't. This one broke this low. So that was the start of the fib to the end of the fib, and price came into it, tapped if price anywhere inside this is a great place to buy, right? And your stop loss would go under. If there is no liquidity candle, then it would go under the M30 support that under the M30 candle that created the support, which is that candle, or even at the end of the fib. That's fine too, right? And price did tap it, come here. I entered the trade here because this liquidity candle was taken out when price broke through it, and I got in here. I had my TP at the end of the next liquidity candle. As soon as this candle closed strong bullish deep into that liquidity candle, that means the liquidity on that candle is already consumed, because it's already been consumed once before as well, right? You can see here actually consumed twice before. Here it was consumed, here it's consumed. So this was the third time. So and it came deep in. So it's very likely heading to the next place it's heading to is either the next liquidity candle or the end of that liquidity candle. So I just placed my TP at the end of the liquidity candle, which was 2892, and that was the trade. That was 170, about a 170 pip trade, right? And my stop loss was under the 30-minute candle that created support. So it is about a 42, 43 pip stop loss and a 170 pip trade, right? That was yesterday's buys, and they worked beautifully. I had given out the idea. I'd said wait for for this to break, because if it doesn't break, you can't take a trade, right? Because it can reverse at any time. But once it breaks, then it's going to the next one. It's pretty simple, right? Once it breaks, it's going to the next one, unless it breaks and closes above, and then closes back inside, which didn't happen. This was a clean break, and it didn't close above. So that means the zone is broken, the liquidity candle is broken, price is going to the next liquidity candle. Okay. So let's get rid of this, all of that. Okay, okay, perfect. Going through this one also. Right now we're very bullish on gold, because of what's happening with due to the tariffs, and also with Russia, Ukraine, right? So it really, I mean, we don't need to worry about what's happening fundamentally. Uh, the laws of supply demand basically says that everything that's happening is already uh, factored into the market. It's already factored into price. So price moves from supply levels to demand levels, and from demand to supply. So that's all factored already into the market. Okay. Um, okay. Yeah. Let's start with demand zones. There's one right here. That's a rally, three basin candles and a rally. That's pretty obvious, easy. Okay. We're going to take a look at this area. I've always said when price breaks a key price level, either BRN, a psychological round number, or a weekly SR level, you've got to go down to the lower time frame and take a look at that area. Okay. So let's put the numbers on this: 299, 836. Just a second. Okay, let's go down to the 1 hour. There's nothing there. Let's look at the 30-minute. There is a zone there on the 30-minute. Cannot ignore that zone. The reason why you don't need to draw zones on the 30-minute, but the reason we draw this is because it's at a key price level, right? 999, 639. We're very bullish right now. Price is just pushing up. Um, okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to pull back 400 pips, that's fine. I'm going to leave that there. That's enough for demand. This is the current supply that we have. We have drawn, it's a 4-hour supply, but I think it's based off on the 30 minutes because that has a base. Yeah. Mm, yeah, it's a good draw it based off. Yeah, that's better. So that's a rally, 2 basin candles, and a drop. So this closes 345, 020. Yeah, and we've tapped it already. Okay, and weekly SR is right there. We're going to extend these to the right. We're getting close to all-time highs yet again. So we're going to extend all of these to the right. These are from several weeks ago. All right, these are from several weeks ago. We're getting very close to all-time highs again. We're just about 300 pips away from it. Very possible for price to just continue to push up, right? I'm going to take a look at the lower time frames and see if we've done a liquidity grab or not. Let's just extend these to the right. Okay, so we've got whatever's left of this 4-hour supply. There is very little left. So this was the original zone. That's 150, around a 150 pip zone. Price has came in here about 59, 60 pips into it. It's come about 93 pips into it. So it's crossed the 50% mark of this original zone, right? So I'm going to remove this label because we've crossed the 50% mark. That's 150, yeah, 150 pips. We've come 93 pips into it, yeah. So once price crosses that 50% mark into the zone, I no longer consider it a high liquidity zone. It still can push price down, but it's grabbed most of the liquidity in that zone because it's tapped it several times. You can see that it did it here, here again, and now here, right? So that's a 4-hour zone. That too is this one here is a 4-hour zone. All right. We're going to take a look at the liquidity candle in this zone once more later on, right? Okay. Let's go down to the 1 hour very quickly. 30 minute. Okay. Right. Next thing. Okay. Next thing is if these two new zones that we've drawn, which is very far from current price, are they high liquidity zones? So let's take a look at this one. Yeah, this has taken out that. Okay. There is supply there, there's a rally, a base, and a drop, and this move up took out that high, right? It took out that high. So you can say this, it took out this one, this move up took out that high here. So that's a high liquidity zone. And this zone here took out this supply. If you look on the 1 eye, it's pretty clear. There is a drop, base drop. There are a lot of supply levels here. this move up, this candle that pushed up took out all of them, right? All those highs was taken out by this candle here, started here. So that too is a high liquidity zone. Okay, now let's take a look at this area because price is already tapped it and see if you still have a high liquidity candle there or not. So I'm looking for the largest bearish candle that's left in that zone. It's a 30-minute zone. On the 1 hour there is nothing. On the 30-minute there is nothing. On the 15-minute is this candle, 107 pip candle in that line there. Let's go to the 5-minute. Hmm. 93. Yeah, I'm gonna mark this. It's not in this zone, but it's parallel to this, right? This drop here, this candle. I'm gonna mark that across because the weekly SR level runs right through it. You can't ignore it. 472, 410. 472, 410. Maybe make it. Yeah, on the 5-minute, that's better. 533. Okay, have we tapped it? Not yet. We haven't tapped it yet. Yeah, that's where we're heading to. Okay, perfect. Now, let's get rid of this for now. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So there is that 5-minute candle there. That price is going to come and tap, and the weekly SR level runs right through it. Let's take a look at this zone. So this zone is it's a 4-hour zone. The zone above. Yeah, that's a 4-hour zone here. It's a 130 pip zone. Let's take a look at that zone on the 1-hour time frame. See if you have a liquidity candle there. There is this, the entire zone. Yeah, still the same candle. Let's just mark that out. 15-minute. 132. 86. Yeah, that's the candle. That's the candle, but I don't want to overlap it, so I'm gonna, because there is a zone already there, and price has tapped into it. Drop, tapped, and then we drop straight down. So this high is 998, 472. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's all that's left of that candle. Oh. So 94 pip candle price has come, has crossed the 50% mark. We might push right through this. We might push right through this and then to the next one. Price might just push right through this because this is not a high liquidity zone anymore either. So we might just push right through this candle and go to the next one. But the reason I have it there is because weekly SR, there's a weekly SR level running right through it. But the liquidity in that liquidity candle may have been consumed already. Because that's a 93 pip candle and it's crossed the 50% mark here. So we might just push right through it. That's fine. Okay. So let's clean up the chart a bit. Okay, that's it. About 300 pips to the upside we've covered and about 450 pips to the downside. Perfect. Okay, that's the analysis. That's the analysis. 4 minutes to spare. Oh, sorry. There's we need to look at the demand area and see if we have a 2 hours for this to close. I'm going to have to mark this one because price is so far away from this zone. I'm going to have to mark this. This is the source. It's a rally, base rally, and price tapped into it and pushed up. It's also there on the 1 hour, somewhat there on the 1 hour, but it's visible on the 30 minutes clearly. So 46051. 406051. Okay. It's taken out. Yeah, it's took out the supply as well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's look at this area and see if there is a liquidity candle. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Price comes, it should go right through it. There's nothing here. Even if it was that candle, 36 pips, we've come 20 pips into it. Yeah, there's nothing here. Here is there a liquidity candle. There is the BRN right here. There we go. We're going to come and tap that liquidity candle and let's see what happens. I think we're going to go through it. We're going to get to at least 29.29. Price is going to push right through. Here there is nothing here either. 5 minutes. So is that candle? Yeah, possibly that one. Yeah, this one. That's your liquidity candle. 146332. 146332. Then in case price comes down to this zone, take a quick look of that area as well. This is the largest candle. It's obvious. Let's look at the 30 minute. Let's look at the 15-minute. Four-pip candle. Yeah. Yeah. This one right here. This 15-minute candle right here. 9960028. Yeah, and we've tapped the liquidity candles. We're pushing up. We're pushing up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to wait for the 15-minute candle close and see what we have. But ideally, something similar to yesterday. I'm looking for that either for the liquidity candle to break and then the pullback and take the trade, or wait for price to pull back, create M30 support, and then take the trade. Right? That's what I'm looking for because price is slowing down. You can see it's slowing down. We might have a pullback today. Unlike yesterday where price broke right through, right here. Price just broke right through, right? We are something similar can happen today. We're slowing down, it slowed down, and then we broke right through. It can happen today. We break right through that, then price pulls back and goes up. But you got to wait for 30-minute support to form. Yesterday, 30-minute support already formed here in the NY session, right? It's already formed here. We had 30-minute support form. Then you had the break of that liquidity candle, and then price pulled back here, and then you got the trade. But here we don't have 30-minute support has not formed yet. There is one here that was in the that is before pre-NY, so that I don't count. I need to see one after pre-NY, so after 1400 hours on IC market server time. So we're going to wait for that. Right. So in 2-3 minutes, we're going to take a look at what price has done in the Asian London session. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, let's go to the 50-minute time frame, see where the market opened. There we go, that's the market open. Very, very bullish. I don't think the price is going to pull back but I don't think price is going to retrace. Or it's not going to retrace much. Might not. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that later. Anyway, that's why the market opened. The market opened at around 2892, and go. That would be the Asian low. $196. Just make this visible. Yeah, okay, it's better. Four, 6. Three. Interesting. Closed above the London high. 119. Okay, so market didn't move much in the Asian session, just about 100 pips, but in the London session, 365 pips in the London session. Whoa, that's a big move. That's because of all what's happening in Europe with Russia, Ukraine, right? So 360 pips in the London session. It's a lot of volume. Anyway, 30-minute candle has closed above the London high. That's what's important to remember. 30-minute candle has closed above, right? So yeah, let's see if yeah, got to pay attention to this. If you're going to close back below, or if you're going to just wick up and then come down, create support, then we go back up. I would like to see 30-minute support created for price to go up. I would want to see that 30-minute confirmation because we haven't created 30-minute support in a long time. We're just creating higher highs and higher lows and pushing up. I want price to pull back, create the 30-minute support wherever it creates it, here or here at the EMA, ideally at a liquidity area. That's a massive candle right there. That's a massive candle. So anywhere inside that candle, price can create M30 support to push up. That's the trade that I want to take. because that will have a lot of range of space for price to move up. Anyway, on the yeah, so price basically opened here, pushed down to 2882, tapped it, pushed up, created the Asian high. Nothing much happened in the Asian session. Price just ranged, but we were bullish. Then London session, London Open or the Frankfurt Open, price tapped into the EMA. It's a perfect tap. That's an ideal trade to take if you're trading the London session. We tapped into the EMA and then started to push up, straight up. Past, we closed above the Asian high, came here, reacted to 2900, then this candle closed right at 2900. That means price is going to continue to push up, and came straight up, then ranged a little bit, and then tapped the liquidity candle. So trading the London session, that's a fantastic trade to be in. Very tight stop loss. Price grabs liquidity from the EMA. Even on the 30 minutes, it's visible. Price grab liquidity. We formed support before that, just pre-London, and then price grabs liquidity from here. There is a liquidity candle right here, so a safer stop loss would have been under the liquidity candle, and then take that trade to push all the way up. First here, 130 pips, and then further there to that liquidity candle. Yeah, it's fantastic volume. Now we have to wait. So this is the 15-minute candle has just closed. We closed bullish. There's nothing to do. Price is just creating higher highs, higher lows on the 30-minute and pushing up. You got to wait for some sort of structure to form. Got to wait. Be patient and wait for some sort of structure to form to take a trade. I'm basically looking for, I would like to take buys because price is bullish on the weekly, on the daily, on the 4-hour, and on the 1-hour, and on the 30-minute. So it absolutely makes no sense, 0 sense, to take sells. The bullish on the weekly, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, the 30-minute, and the 30 minutes, right? Sorry, 4-hour, the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, 30 minutes. On 5 time frames, we're bullish. So it makes 0 sense to take sells, 0. Literally 0 sense to take sells. So we have to wait for 30-minute support to form. Very simple. Prices to pull back, create some sort of 30-minute support, or it has to break this liquidity candle high, which is at 2934. Let's say 2934.7 or 2935. Once we price taps 2935, then it can pull back, and then you can take a trade after 15-minute support forms. But if it doesn't break that candle high, then you got to wait for 30-minute support to form to take the buys. You have to wait for that. Until then, there is literally nothing to do. Okay. All right. Yeah. Feel free to ask any questions with anything regards to with regard to anything that I've already shared. But personally, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for one of two things to happen. As I said, for the liquidity candle to be break and price to pull back and take a trade up, or for price to pull back from maybe 29.29, create 30-minute support, and then take a trade up. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm not really interested in sells unless I see um, a tradable M30 candle create resistance. Maybe then I'll consider. But sells are going to be short-lived. Keep in mind, sells are going to be short-lived. You take sells, you will have to get out at 1 RR. It makes no sense to hold sells or even take sells, because as I said, on 5 time frames, we're bullish. So just wait for the pullback, take the buys, then you have the market in your favor. When you trade with a strong trend like this, when you have 5 time frames that are bullish, and you take a trade alongside, you take a you take buys, then you have the market on your side. Yeah. It's just waiting right now. There's no news today. So, and price has already moved 458 pips, almost 460 pips. We've covered the average daily range. The average daily candles are around 475 pips, which is great for gold. Fantastic volume for gold. And because it's NFP week, so that's the kind of volume that you expect from gold during NFP week, CPI week, and interest rate decision week. But sometimes these news events are combined within a week. So, but this month it's spread across 3 weeks. So you should have fantastic volume over the next 3 weeks. So if you do get in on trades, always hold, and you're in profit, and you take, let's say, partial TP at 2 RR or 3 RR, take partials. Don't take out your full position. Hold some, because the market is trending. You need to think like that. The market is trending. It's NFP week. There's a lot of geopolitical news. Um, Market is very bullish, right? So if you do getting on buys and you do take partial positions, let's say you take 50% at 2RR, another 25% at 3RR, hold 15%, 20%. Bring your stops to break even and hold 15%, at least 15%. Hold 15% maybe. Bring your stops to break even, hold that 15% to 7RR, 5, 7, 8RR, 10RR. Let it run. Let it run to, because once you have the roadmap, you know where price is eventually heading to. On the higher time frame, on the daily, it looks like we're heading towards 2950, right? Once we cross this supply zone, I said this at the beginning, there's a drop base, a single basin candle drop. So once we cross this high is 2930.20, and that's where the weekly SR level. So if you have like for example, a 1 hour candle close above that, that high there, then we're heading to 2950 and possibly 3000. So if you do get in on buys, then hold 15%. Bring your stops to break even. It's a risk-free trade. Hold 15% of your trade to 2950 or even 3000. And those pips, right? If you do get in on a trade, you can get an additional 250 or even 700 pips on that trade. So when you have a high volume week, like a NFP week, CPI week, or an interest rate decision week, always hold 15%, minimum 15%, hold 15%. Take out majority of it, take 75%, take 80%, take 85%, that's fine. At 2RR, 3RR, 4RR, whatever you're comfortable with, and then hold some of it. Bring your stops to break even and hold the rest. Still waiting. There's nothing. Right now, there is nothing. Just waiting for, yeah, there is very little volume right now. It's waiting for that pullback. It's got to wait for that pullback. I'd like to see price come break through this, come to this candle right here. That's a 170 pip candle. That is a liquidity candle. It's a massive candle to push up. There's a lot of volume in that candle, and that candle comes. It's from 2900. That's its starting point. The open is at 2900. So that's the starting price of the candle. The starting price of the open price of the candle. And we also got the EMA. So I would like to see price come somewhere here, create 30-minute support to push all the way back up. I would love to see that. To come to a liquidity area, create 30-minute support, and then take the trade to go up. Yeah. There's no bearish volume at all. Look at that. That candle has hardly any top wick. 30-minute has top wick. There's not much bottom wick. There's very little bearish volume. This is a pullback. I like to see the price come down though. Maybe drop here and then go up. It's got to be patient for the 30-minute support to form. Yeah, it's got to wait. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. It's going to take some time. We're going to wait for. We're going to wait for price to pull back. I I don't think. Unlikely we're going to get a trade in the next hour. Very unlikely. It might take longer. It might be after NYSE open, maybe at least after an hour and a half, because this is supply. Yeah, there's a zone here for sure. Yeah, price has to break this. Has to break at least the supply zone. The supply zone ends at 2930.20, right? That's the top of the zone. Yeah, that's the top of the zone. So we need to break, it needs to break at least that for the pullback Until it breaks that, I might not get a pullback. Let's see. If it pulls back now, we might come deeper because it's reacting to the liquidity candle. If it does it now, or if it taps, I think it's going to tap 29.29. So if it taps 29.29 and then pulls back, then we're going to get a deeper pullback. And then if 30-minute support forms, that's the opportunity to take buys. I was talking about liquidity grabs on the lower time frame. Let's have a look at that. On the daily, we have one, right? That's it. That's the daily. That's a liquidity grab. 270, almost, yeah, 270 pip wick from 2834. This happened on Friday. That's the daily time frame liquidity grab for price to push up. That's a 270 pip wick. That's the liquidity grab. That's what I refer to when I talk about a liquidity grab. This is what I mean, a massive wick from a key level or a key price area, or from a high liquidity candle for price to push up, right? And that's exactly what you have here, a 270 pip wick from 2834 to push up. That's on the daily. Now, I've said this before many times. Once you see it happen on the high time frame, which is the daily for session trading, then you need to see it happen on the low time frame also for price to continue. Usually that's what happens. Not all the time, but most of the time, right? So on the 4-hour, there's nothing. On the 1 hour, there's nothing. The 30-minute, there is nothing. So the liquidity grab hasn't happened on the lower time frame yet. Okay, on the 15-minute, there is nothing. Is the big wick is not there, is missing, right? So wait for that. Wait for that. Once you see that, that's the green light. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, nothing. We've closed above the London high, came back, tapped it. We could continue to push up. We could continue because there is no news. If there was a news, there could have been a liquidity grab, but there is no news today. There's no news today. Yeah, yeah. We've tapped the London high again. 134 high. Yeah, we've tapped it. No bottom wick. So we're waiting for price to pull back, create 30-minute support to head back up. Right now, there is nothing. Price is inside supply and very close to a weekly resistance level, which is 29.29. So there's no buys for me yet. I want to see that pullback. This was the best trade. This was a trade of the day, 360 or 370 pips. The London session. That was the perfect grab of liquidity from the EMA. Fantastic trade. Yeah, 400 pips to the liquidity candle. If you got in there and holding, that's fantastic. That's the there might be a lot of volume coming in the London session. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Yeah. Um, so what I was saying is that it's very likely that we might have volume uh, in the London session, um, and that's mainly because what's happening with Russia-Ukraine. So 2022, that was the case. If you go back and look at the charts in 2022, there was a lot of volume during the London session when the war started, and now they're trying to end the war. So you might have a lot of volume coming in the London session. And today is a very good example of that 400 pip or 370 pips, 350 pips in the London session. It's a lot of volume for one session. That's the kind of volume that you would see during the NY session, but in the London session, it's a lot of volume. So far nothing. Just there is no volume in the with NY open. Probably have to wait for NYSE open. So 40 pips, 150, just over 50 pips. 58 pips. And this candle is about to close. It's also 40. Yeah. So averaging about 40, 42, 43 pips, which is not very good for gold. That's on the lower side, on the very low side. 50-minute candles around 60 pips, 65 pips. That's healthy volume. And you see candles that are above 60 or 65 pips. So right now there is not much volume on gold, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait to see what happens. I'm waiting for the 30-minute, for the pullback, a 30-minute support to form for price to move up. Because, as I said, we are very bullish on the weekly, on the daily, on the 4-hour, the 1-hour. Just give me a second. Yeah, so we're bullish on the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour. The 1-hour is trying to turn bearish, but I would like to see, it's better to see a tap at 29.29 then turn bearish. Other than that, unless that happens, then this is not really bearish. And the 30-minute also, yeah, I wouldn't consider this really bearish because this could be the start of a pullback because we've formed 30-minute resistance. The candle has come in tap, so this could be the start of a pullback. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, but I'm not willing to take sells here. I'm not willing to take sells. The market is too bullish for me to take sells. But this would have been a trade though. 68, but sells might be short-lived because it's very bullish. Unless you drop all the way here, it's a 150 pip drop. This candle broke this high, this candle broke this high, and we tapped into it. This is 1530. Yeah, this is 30-minute resistance has formed here. This was the tap. We could come down to 2918, 2917. But I'm not willing to take sells. I'm not. I'm not going to force a counter trend trade here when the high time frames, all of the high time frames are pushing bullish. It just makes zero sense, as I said at the beginning. Zero sense to try to take sells in a market that's heavily bullish. Buys is what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for that price to drop and create that 30-minute support to take that trade. Yeah, you gotta wait. Let's see, in the next by NYSE open, if there isn't clear, if there isn't a clear pullback, then there's not going to be any. There's probably no trade for me today. But I'll look at the chart uh, about 5 to 10 minutes before the NYSE open and see where price is, how the 15 and 30-minute candles have closed, and see if I can give out a possible setup for the next 2 to 3 hours of the NY session, starting from NYSE open. So that's 9:30 a.m. EST till about 11:30 a.m. EST, because 11:30 a.m. EST is the London close. Around 11:30 a.m. EST is the London close. We might push down. See how bad this 15-minute candle close. But I'm not interested in sells, even if price does continue down. I'm not interested in those sells. Not on a day like today. Not when we've had such a lot of bullish volume. Um, just look at that 4-hour candle. It's a 330 pip candle. So price can see the amount of bullish volume that has created that candle, right? So we broke on the high. About an hour more for the candle to close. We could um, close anywhere here, leave a top wick, and the next candle can go up and fill that top wick, right? That's very likely. All right, even if the candle closes down here, the next one can pull back, break the low, and then grab liquidity and go up and fill that wick back to 29.29. That would be um, a better visualization of what could happen in the NY session today. So for that, you'll have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close. That's about an hour and 6 minutes from now. Just over an hour and 6 minutes from now. So you have to wait for that. If you visualize that and if that's what is to happen today. Yeah, I'm not willing to look for any sells, even even if this 30-minute, this strong, this is a tradable candle. This is this 30-minute resistance form and a tradable candle, but it's just way too much bullish volume to consider sells today. It's gonna wait. Yes, nothing right now. Just waiting. 30 minutes more to the NYSE open. Price is not moving on gold. 39 pip candle. Yeah, 58. Volume should come in maybe after NYSE open, not now. It's gonna, yeah. Let's see where the 30-minute candle closes. The next one, not this one. This one is going to close a doji. The next one might just break the low and continue low. Continue. The 1 hour candle, yeah, also a doji. Nothing, no information. 1 hour on the 1 hour time frame. Equal wick on both ends. We created resistance on the 1 hour, but equal. We might drop at least at this. It's a 50 pip drop. Yeah, we might drop here. Yeah, 46, 50 pip drop probably. So no information on the 1 hour, no information on the 30 minutes. There's no information on the 15 minutes. There's nothing. Price is not doing anything right now. We'll have to wait. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes. It's nothing happening so far. If, yeah, it's just no volume. These candles are getting smaller. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow we have news at 8:15 a.m. EST. So it's going to be likely tradable. It's going to be tradable. It's going to be a tradable news event. Very likely to be a tradable news event tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. EST. And later on, 10 a.m. EST, there is another news event, 10 a.m. EST, and that should add volume to the direction price is already heading into tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Yeah, so now we have broken the lows. We should come to this. Price is very slow, and I'm absolutely not willing to take any sells because price has been pushing up so heavily. Um, yeah, we've broken the low. We should drop. It's about a 50 pip drop. I'm waiting for 30-minute support. That's what I'm waiting for. Maybe it'll come in later on. Maybe within the next hour. Within the next hour, you might have 30-minute support form. We formed 30-minute support here, but that's not a tradable candle. That's a doji. So you got to wait for 30-minute support to form with a tradable candle to push up because there is no room here. There's a supply zone right here, 4-hour supply zone. This price needs to come down. It has room to push up. Yeah, price is pushing down. Where are we heading to? We tapped here. Yeah, we touched 2918. So that's the minimum. We've touched to 2918. Yeah, we should head a little lower, a few pips lower. Yeah, we got to still wait. I don't think we're going to get a trade today before the stream ends. It's nothing on the 30-minute yet. This candle is going to close bearish, very likely. Maybe the next one after that, who knows? Or maybe the one after that will close bullish. But again, so I'm going to end the stream in about maybe 5 minutes because this candle is very likely to close bearish. Price is going to push down and close bearish, and that's fine. Was anticipating that, so I'll end the stream in about 5 minutes. So here's what I'm looking for later on. We're going to set an alert at around 2914 and see what price does when we get there, or even one at 2914 and then maybe one around 2909. Yeah, 2909, just under this. I'm waiting for 30-minute support to form, a tradable 30-minute candle and 30-minute support to form. They both can happen with one candle, or if you have 30-minute support form like this, then I need to see a 30-minute tradable candle. A 30-minute tradable candle is something like this, or a candle that has a huge bottom wick, but not a candle that has equal wick at both ends, at the top and the bottom. That's not a tradable candle. That may form 30-minute support, but it's not a tradable candle, right? That's what I'm waiting for, the pullback to take price all the way up again, because we've created a new high with the NY open. We've created a new high. So I want to see that 30-minute support form to retest the high and then eventually push up to push past 29.29 towards 29.34, right? That's where 29.34, let's put a TP there, 2930, a TP level there, 29.34, right? So that's where I'm anticipating price to push up to, because we have crossed the 50% mark of this liquidity candle, right? We've crossed the 50% mark. That's a liquidity candle right there. We did this at the beginning, 94 pips. We've crossed 50 pips. We've come into 50 pips and we've come in here again. So I'm anticipating 29.34, but I want to see the pullback, 30-minute support form, and a tradable 30-minute candle to form to take buys to 29.34, right? The deeper we get it, the better. It's a big move, 100 and maybe 150, 160, or even a larger move, right? That's a trade that I want to take. That's what I'm waiting for. So no sells. These are sells. These sells did work out. Price did drop. I've drawn the 15-minute zone here, the 15-minute fib. So 30-minute support did form. This was a 30-minute candle. So this candle opened at 15:30 IC market server time. That was this candle, 15:30. That's the tap. But I was not willing to take those sells. Stop loss, aggressive stop loss would have gone above uh, the high here at the end of the fib, which is around 29.28. And then price did drop about 87 pips, but I was not willing to take that sell, because price is very bullish, and I'm not willing to take sells in a very strong bullish market. It's better to wait for buys, for the market to be on your side, to take those buys. All right, so that's what I'm waiting for. So let's see if that plays out later on today, in the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So basically between now, which is around 9, now it's 9, almost 9:20 a.m. EST, between now and 11:30 a.m. EST, right? That's the trade that I'm looking for, to take buys between now and 11:30 a.m. EST, but I'm waiting for that 30-minute support to form and then take the trade. Okay, that's the idea. Okay. All right, so 12 minutes more for the candle to close. We're going to close bearish. We're pushing down. That's fine. I'm going to end the stream now. Yeah. So the idea that I gave out is buys. And if 30-minute support forms, if it's a tradable 30-minute candle forming support, then your stop loss will be under the 30-minute candle low that created support. If it forms at a liquidity candle, then your safer stop loss is always under the liquidity candle, right? Keep that in mind. TP levels, this is the final TP level around 2934, but you can take partial positions around 2929 or 2928, right? And maybe if you see that big bottom wick form, a liquidity grab, then maybe hold 15% of the trade for 2950, right? To get that big move up to 2950. But we are having a reaction right now from supply. That's a drop, base drop. It's a supply zone, and we're getting the reaction right now. That's what this is. This is that reaction. After 30-minute resistance was formed, price is pushing down. Yeah. Okay. All right. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. We'll be back for. We'll do the analysis and then see if you have a trade. Tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. EST, there is news. So depending on where price is, just before news, I might take a trade during news. It's very likely that we'll probably get a trade with that news candle. It's very likely because we've not had a volume during the NY Open the last 2 days, yesterday and today. NY Open volume has not been there, so we might get volume tomorrow. And if for those who are trading the London session, keep an eye for the London session, right? Because there might be a lot of volume. Because as I said, there's a lot of talk going on with this peace talk between Ukraine and Russia. So there'll be a lot of there is very likely to be a lot of volume during the London sessions this week and maybe even next week, as far as these peace talks go. All right, see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. Take care. Have a great evening.